recently I had a pastor friend of mine say to me, Pastor King, I want to finish well. And of course, I thought about that, and I said, that's great. And the truth of the matter is that I have the same desire. I want to finish the work that God has had me involved in most of my life. I want to finish well. And so he said, well, Pastor King, why is this all of a sudden coming up in conversation here? Well, we have been studying out of 1st and 2nd Peter here recently, here on the broadcast, and also I've been teaching it at Freedom Road, the church that I pastor. And in the 3rd chapter of 2nd Peter, he starts off talking to us about the coming of the Lord. And he spends quite a bit of time just teaching us about God's imminent return to Jesus Christ as he returns to this earth and establishes his kingdom and all the things that's involved in it. The rapture of the church and how that God's just going to take the church out in an instant. And so he makes this statement, Brother Peter. He says, considering all these things, what manner of person ought we to be? And so I take that into consideration. And I say, well, what kind of person should I be? Knowing that at any moment I could be delivered from this earthly body and into God's kingdom. And so as I examine that very thought, to say that at any moment of time, I could just completely be in the presence of the Lord. So how would I want to conduct myself knowing that reality? Well, for me, and this is just me personally, that I'm finding that as the older I get, and as I approach those latter years of life, that I am more aware of my flaws than I ever was. And many times I look at myself and I say, there's just something seriously wrong here. Because I look at how that so often that I find myself focused on myself. And I don't like that aspect of my life. Because I don't want to be a person that's just all about me and performing in such a way that I'm just concerned about myself. No, Lord, and this is my prayer, God help me to always throw those things off. That I never allow myself to be caught up with anything that would bring any glory to me. Because all the glory has to go to the Lord. It's all about him. It's not about me. It's all about him. And so, as I look at the question or the statement that my friend made, he said he wanted to finish well. Well, so do I. And that's why it's so important to me as to what manner of person that I should be. And that would be a person who would devoid myself of self and allow myself to be completely occupied with my service and my love to my Savior. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.